crafters, Stamping Up Muse here with another video, and today I thought I'd do a little card that I've made using Stamping Up and just some other bits and pieces that I have in my craft stash, which I'm sure you can all relate to. We've all got bits and pieces that we collect from different companies. So this is what I've done with this one. I've just used some elements of Stamping Up, and the other bits have been either things that I've had in my stash or things that have actually been sent to me. But this is a little card, and it's pretty cute. And what I did, I started off with some natural ivory cardstock from Stamping Up. So we're using that as our card base, and then I've already gone ahead and put my piece of paper onto my background layer, and this is Baked Brown Sugar, which is an in colour for 2014-2015 from Stamping Up. And this designer paper was sent to me by a friend, and I've got no idea what its name is, who it's made by or anything like that. It just came in some loose sheets, so I only had just one little sheet of it, and as you can see with two cards, this is all I've got left of it. So it wasn't a very big piece, but it is quite nice. So I've already gone and attached that to my background layer here, and if you want to do a card like this that's got the layers where they're very thin layers, all I've done is whatever size your card is, just cut your next layers at 1/8 of an inch smaller. So for instance, this one was 4 1/8. The brown one is 4 inch, and this one, the designer paper, is 3 7/8. So that's how I've got that look there, like that. So I'm not attaching this bit to the card yet because I want to add a ribbon to this later on. So we'll just put this aside for the moment, and we're going to do the circle next. So I'm using natural ivory to do my stamping on, and I'm using this stamp set here for the greeting. So it's Blessed by God, it's Stamping Up set, and I'm using this one here, You're a Blessing in My Life. So that's lovely. So that's the one we're going to be using here. So I've got my block, and here's my little stamp. And I'm using Versamark. Now I'm just going to go straight down and straight up like this. Just press it in, not too hard, but just enough to get it sticky. All it's covered. There we go. Put that away for a moment, and I'm just going to stamp straight down. Bit of pressure in the middle. Don't rock it back and forward. Just press it down nice like that, and then back up again. And I'm just going to clean this stamp off with a baby wipe. Just get all the Versamark off it. There we go. That's finished with that one. Now I'm going to get my scrap piece of paper, and I'm putting it down there. And I'm using, this time, I'm using an embossing powder called 951 Gold, and it's by the English Stamp Company, and it's a nice fine gold colour. So we're just going to sprinkle that on top over our design, and then as always, don't waste it, just put it back into the pot like that. Right, for my little bird on the card here, this little one here, very pretty, I'm using this stamp set. Now this is another thing that I was sent by a friend, and it's by close to my heart, and it's called Delicate Wings Petite Perks, and it's got 4 lovely little stamps in it. Pull them out for you to see. There we go, there's a little flower, the bird that I'm going to use, there's a butterfly, and there's a dragon fly there as well. So I'm just going to use the little birdie and put it on my big block. Obviously if you've got a smaller block you can use it, but I don't have a smaller one, so there we go. And again I'm just going to do the same with the Versamark. So that's our little design done, and what I'm going to be using to cut the design out is this. It's a Tonic Studio die, doily die, and I believe it's the 3.5 inch. Okay, I'm back, and here's my little doily with my design done, so that's all nice, and I'm going to put it aside for the moment because we're going to do that bit last. But what I am going to do is, on this one I've got a ribbon, so I used a plain satin thin ribbon on this one, and I actually found after I'd made the card that I had another type of ribbon that I thought might go well, and that was this one. And this is something that I bought from someone on Facebook, as you can see it was £1.50, and it's by Kitten Craft, and I haven't used this ribbon before, so I don't know how it's going to go, so we'll try this one. And just take the sellotape over here. There we go. I think we'll try this one and see how this looks, because it's quite a good match for the baked brown sugar. So let's just get rid of this sticky bit at the end, and my fabric scissors. They don't get used for paper. There we are. Just get rid of that sticky bit. Okie dokie, that's that done. Now, I'm going to try and take a bit more of it here and make a bow. And that's a better size, so I think I might go with that. So I'm going to this bit's turned itself around, so I'm just going to turn that back. Sort all that out later. So there's my bow. And I think I'm just going to put that there. I think I'll make this bit a little bit shorter here. And I'm going to use a mini glue dot on the back of the ribbon. So I'm just going to get a little dot here. And so next I'm going to do the pokey holes for the brads. And the brads I'm using are, these are quite new. I don't know what they're actually called, but they're by Woodware Craft Collection. And I got 160 pieces, so I guess there's 80 in each, but they're little gold stars and little silver stars, and they're really nice. So this was the first card that I had actually used them on, and it's got quite a swanky little box, if I can find it out. There we go. How cute is that? So I'm going to be using 4 of these little stars today. So I've got my pokey tool. Excuse me for leaning over, and I've got my Stampin' Up piercing mat, and I'm just going to eyeball it, and I want to make sure that I've got enough space on the back so when I poke the hole, when I open the brads up and separate this, I want to make sure that they're not poking over the side of the card. So I'm just going to guess this, and I'm going to go about here. There we are. I'm going to take my little brads and I'm going to put one through each of the holes, like that. There we are, that's my brads done. And now I'm going to attach this part of the card to the base card. Let's get my stamping up thing out the way, and make sure you get enough over these brads, whatever you're using glue. There we go. Done. Okay, so put that aside for a moment, and I'm coming back to this now, and what I'm going to do is just give it some colour around the outside. So yeah, scrap piece of paper, and I'm using crumb cake ink from Stampin' Up, and of course I've got my trusty little dauber. I swear by these. I love these because they're just so easy. So we're going to open up our ink and just dab, and I'm going to just start off the paper a little bit there, and then I'm just going to go around the edges. You're just going round and round in little circles with these. Nice and easy. And I think that'll do, that's fine. So daubers away, inks away. I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back. Okay, and get your card back, and you're just going to centre it wherever you like. I prefer to have the same kind of gap above the ribbon as I have up here, and the same at the sides as well. So you just need to do a little bit of jiggery pokery and just make sure your greeting is straight. Maybe just a touch, and there we go. And that is the card finished. So there we are. So there's the original, and this one's just got a different ribbon on it. So I hope you enjoyed that, and it gives you an idea how to just mix and match the products that you have. If you've got any questions, then just leave them in the comments box and I'll try and get back to you. Thanks very much for watching. Bye!